So in our large sample theory, today we'll discuss test of significance for single proportion. Yeah. So firstly, here is a definition for the proportion. As you all know that proportion is integrated with P and is defined as x over n, the number of observations of our interest over the total number of observations. So it's a ratio between observations of our interest over the total number of observations. So what does this mean? I'll be giving you an example for this. Suppose if there are 100 bolts of our interest, like there are 100 bolts, out of which there are 20 bolts which are defective. There are 20 defective bolts out of 100. Suppose you want to find the proportion of defective bolts. Proportion of defective bolts will be these many are defective over these many, out of these many total number of bolts, which is giving you like 20 over 100. So likewise you may be writing proportion of a good bolt having no defect. So this is what my interest is now. I want to find out the proportion of the good bolts. How many good bolts are there totally? Since there are 20 defective, there will be 80 good out of 100. So this is your fraction, proportion of the good bolts, whereas this is proportion of the defective bolt. So it's a fraction simply. So nothing to discuss about it much. There is nothing. Yeah. So here in the test process, what are we going to test? What is that you are going to test in the test process of single proportion? See, suppose there is a big amount of data, as you all know, which is known as a population. This is a big amount, big collection of data, and whose proportion is equal to capital P. Proportion of your success. Your success means your observation, your interest is that success. And you are checking, you are testing whether the statement like the population proportion is equal to the prescribed number k or not. This statement, proportion of this population is equal to k, is this statement is to be accepted or to be rejected? Is this claim accepted or to be rejected? For that, you are collecting a sample from that sample elements, suppose say n elements, whose proportion of the success of your interest is small p. Using this sample data, you are testing whether the population proportion is equal to k. The statement population proportion is equal to k is true, is to be rejected or not. So for that, the test process is given in this way. So you are checking the statement, your interest is to test the statement P is equal to K. For that, you are selecting an alternative hypothesis in a contradictory way of your null hypothesis. So which should be P not equal to K. Or you may be taking P is less than K or P is greater than K. In either of these three ways, you may select your alternative hypothesis. And once it has been taken in this way, it is called as two-tailed alternative. Whereas in these two cases, it is called as one-tailed alternative. One-tailed alternative. So any one of these two can be selected as an alternative hypothesis. Now prior to the test hypothesis only, you need to select the level of significance. With which level you are going to test the process. If it is 1% or 5%, you should be fixed priorly, so that it is indicating that your test process 99% probably wrong, 99% is going to be correct, or 95% depending upon whether it is 1% or 5%. If it has been selected like 1%, your test process will be 99% genuine, confident. Or if it is 5%, your test process would be 95% confident. Yeah, that is how we write the level of significance alpha. We fix it prior to the test process. And then the test statistic here, the statistic we use for is the sample statistic minus expectation of the sample statistic, that would be population proportion only, over standard error of this statistic p, which would be p into 1 minus p over n. So here we use the p, which is indicating population proportion capital P. So the statistic of your interest is small p. This always follows the rule statistic minus expectation of the statistic over standard error of the statistic. So here statistic is, sample parameter is small p you are using. For that, your expectation will be capital P over standard error of this small p will be p into 1 minus p over n. And if this is the test statistic, this will follow some distribution. Suppose a normal distribution, it is following normal distribution because you are looking at the large sample theory. The statistic will follow normal distribution always. Suppose you have gone through, like you have selected the alternative hypothesis is of not equal to type. So you must use two-tailed test. I mean to say in the two tails of the distribution, your alpha level, your p value will be placed in. Suppose if you have selected like 1% alpha, so there it would be 0.5% of alpha, and there is more like 0.5% of alpha. Totally it would be giving you 1%. So that 1% level of significance is been taken in the two tails of the distribution. Once the test statistic Z is following normal distribution, and your alternative hypothesis is of not equal to type, two-tailed alternative hypothesis. Likewise, if it is of one-tailed alternative hypothesis, suppose you have selected for, then your normal distribution will be looking in this way, and you are taking only in the one tail. Only one tail will contain your p value, alpha value. Suppose if it is of greater than type, you are taking it in the right side. If it is of less than type, you will be taking the same critical region in the left side. So this is what known as critical region. Critical region is the region in which the null hypothesis is to be rejected. So here it is only in the one tail you are having critical region. See, there are all the z values you are taking on x-axis. No? This line is of z, so it is 0. The value of z here it is 0, and the value here at which the right side is alpha units can be taken as z alpha. Since it is of alpha by 2, as we have taken in two parts, of course you may be writing it as z alpha by 2, and this point where the left side is alpha by 2 can be taken as minus z alpha by 2, of course, because it is left side of 0. And here only right side is alpha, so that you indicate this point as z alpha if you are using this one-tailed test. See, suppose your z test statistic value is in between these two values, like minus z alpha by 2 and plus z alpha by 2, that comes under acceptance region, something like this. There you have to accept the null hypothesis. The statement p is equal to k will be accepted if your z value comes under this, once you are using alternative hypothesis as not equal to type. So once you are using alternative hypothesis as one-tailed test, your z value under this region, suppose say here, in this region, then you need to accept the null hypothesis. Otherwise, if it is more than z alpha, you are rejecting null hypothesis. So ultimately, you are writing the critical region once your alternative hypothesis is of not equal to type is mod z is greater than this z alpha by 2. This z alpha by 2 will come from the statistical table, and you are calculating this z using this formula. So you compare these two, and once it is more than this tabulated value, we have to reject null hypothesis. Reject null hypothesis H naught, because this z value is coming under critical region. Yeah, suppose you are using the one-tailed alternative, then your test statistic value is greater than z alpha, or you may not to take this moderate here in this case, so that because it is already positive, so z is greater than z alpha value, z alpha will come from the table, then we need to reject null hypothesis H naught. Suppose you are using the left tailed, if it is less than type, p less than type, obviously you are taking the left tail, so there you are using the property that if z is less than minus z alpha, you have to reject the null hypothesis. So this is the test process. In this, we need to write about all like alternative hypothesis, null hypothesis, level of significance, and you need to identify in which region we have to accept or reject the null hypothesis. It's a critical region, and then is test statistic. Depending upon these two values, we lastly take a decision. Our decision will be depending upon the values of z and the values of z alpha or z alpha by 2. Hope you understood. Thank you.